Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby and I am a specialist in the United States Army. If you're new here or you've been here for a while, go ahead and subscribe because we're real close to 1,000 subscribers. Today we're going to do a highly requested video on what to pack for Army basic training. I also have a short list of things to definitely not take, and then at the end of this video I'm going to have a few tips for my female type people out there, so stick around to the end and I'll fill you in on everything. So this first thing might hit some people in a sore area, and I'm sorry, but all of you wonderful National Guard people that have already been working with your unit before you ship off to basic training, I know that in the National Guard you get some really cool swag, and you probably have an amazing book bag that has your state on it and has all these compartments, and it can like expand really big, and it's in the correct OCP and all of that amazing stuff. But I haven't seen a National Guard book bag that is not ginormous. Let me preface the rest of this video by saying you're going to carry everything that you take, and then you're gonna get more stuff and more stuff and more stuff. I went into my basic training knowing this and trying to minimize my packing as much as possible. So if you're coming from a National Guard unit and you have this big assault pack, maybe consider a smaller book bag. I took the book bag that they gave me at MEPS, which was this really thin one pocket, and then it had like a front pocket, but like one main area book bag, super light, and I fit everything in there that I needed to, and it was just fine. I actually ended up tossing it and I don't miss it at all. The next thing that you don't need to take is a combination lock. So I think I took a combination lock because obviously you have to secure your stuff, but as I mentioned in my last video about reception, in the bag of stuff that they make you buy at reception, there's actually a double pack of locks in there, and they have the same combination, and they're great because you only have to remember one combination, and then you have 2 locks to secure your stuff. So don't waste your money getting a lock before you go to basic training. Next thing you don't need to take is nail clippers, and especially nail clippers that have a file on them. In the shakedown will make you break that off, so I wouldn't want to have to deal with that. You'll get nail clippers in the pack that they make you buy at the shopette. You can't have like nail scissors or tweezers. And then the last thing to avoid taking is just anything colorful. Every company is going to be different, but you can't have colorful underwear, hair ties, socks, anything like that. So let's quickly talk about what clothes you actually need to pack, because you don't need that much. I'm active duty, so I had to stay in the hotel the night before MEPS, and then you do your mini physical at MEPS, and then you ship out that day to reception. So I ended up taking 2 total outfits with me, and they were both comprised of clothes that I knew I would be fine with getting rid of, because you are going to be carrying everything that you pack for a long time. So I actually wore my comfortable travel outfit to the hotel that night, and then I just slept in that. And then I changed into my MEPS outfit, which if you've been to MEPS, you know that you need to wear a pair of jeans and a nicer top. And before we left MEPS to go to the airport, I changed out of that outfit, threw it away, and changed into my travel outfit, which was just an old pair of leggings and a top. And these were all clothes that I packed knowing that I would be fine with parting with them. They were all older because I didn't want to have to carry clothes that I wasn't going to be wearing anymore. So really simple. I think that's all you need to take. You don't have to throw your clothes away if you don't want to, but I know there were other girls that they packed like 4 or 5 outfits and they were just carrying around all of these extra things. Now, clothes aren't necessarily very heavy, but every little weight adds up, and it also takes up room in the bags that you do have. So that's my opinion on the outfits that you need to take, because once you get to reception, you're going to change out of your travel outfit and quickly into PTs, and then you're never going to be in civilian clothes again until you graduate from basic training. I'll talk bras and underwear at the end of this video when I talk about more feminine stuff. But as for underwear for males, you're gonna have to buy, I think they're green at basic training. You have to buy like whatever underwear they make you purchase. Next category that we're gonna talk about that is universal to both genders is your cash and your documents. And your recruiter should go over all of this with you, but I'll just review it for you now. So I would take a nice sturdy folder to keep everything in, because you're going to collect a lot of documents along the way. And also make sure that this folder fits in your backpack. So if you have like a giant, those like yellow folders with the flap and then the little metal thing, a lot of those don't fit in like your standard size backpack. So I would just get a nice like school folder. And in that, you're going to want your birth certificate, your social security card, which I have a little like pouch that protects my social security card, and it was really handy because often we would need to have our social security card and our ID, and then later once we got them, our CACs. So it was really handy to have this tiny little pouch that I could keep my cards safe in there and then just keep it in my pocket. I had a copy of my contract, which I don't think is necessary, but it's nice to have with you. And then these didn't matter for me, but I've heard for other people that they've tried to like debate their rank with them at reception. So possibly having a copy of your college transcripts could help debunk anything that they're trying to pull on you. They will make you buy gallon Ziploc bags at reception to pack your stuff up in, and honestly I still have those Ziploc bags and I just leave them in my green duffels to pack with. But I would put this folder that I just explained with all your documents, I put one of those in a Ziploc bag, and that's where it stayed up in my locker so that it was safe from any liquids or dirt or anything like that. I think I took like $50 in cash, and then I took just my debit card. There's going to be a ton of things that you'll be able to buy throughout basic training, so you want your debit card. You can also check your balance to make sure you're getting paid and stuff with your debit card, so have that. And that's, again, I could keep that in that little pouch that I had with my IDs and stuff. So this is our last category for the male type, and then we're going to move into some more female focused things. So our last one is just hygiene, and this is a very personal thing. You know what you need, so I'm just gonna go through the basics. Obviously I took travel sizes of all of these things to reception, and then they make you buy some of them, so you can decide what you want to do when it comes to keeping the full sizes that they make you buy or just keeping your travel sizes. It's up to you. I'll tell you what I did after I read you this list. So you're gonna want, obviously, shampoo and conditioner, body wash, face wash, toothpaste, toothbrush, and I use, what are they called? Little clampy guys. What are those things called? But they clamp around your toothbrush and keep it like it's a sterapod, that's what it is. Put your toothbrush in something, don't just leave it out in your bag. That's kind of weird. I took a loofah or a washcloth, some razors, deodorant, moleskin, and tissues. So that's kind of like your basic list. Obviously some people will have a few extra things that they feel they need, and some people won't need some of those things. I just have a chronically stuffy nose, so I needed tissues, and then my lovely aunt ended up sending me more pocket tissues, and I was like handing them out to girls in the Bay because I had so many of them and they come in handy. At the Shopette, they will make you buy things like shampoo, and it's all like 2-in-1, like Head and Shoulders, and I'm never gonna use that. I remember in reception calling my aunt and being like, can you please send me some good Tresemme 2-in-1, because 2-in-1 makes it really easy for showering and whatnot in basic training, but I didn't want to use Head and Shoulders. So I ended up tossing the Head and Shoulders because it's heavy. So you can kind of decide what you want to get rid of before you leave reception, because you have to carry all of that stuff through the shark attack, and I'm sure you've done your research on what that is. Okay, that covers the basics of what you need to take to basic training, and it's actually a very tiny list because you do not want to or need to overpack. You're going to be able to buy anything you need, and you're going to have to carry everything. So if it wasn't on this list, you probably don't need it, okay? Ladies, we have a few more things to talk about. The first one is hair. Obviously, we have to maintain our hair in proper regulations and whatnot. I have a ton of hair, so for me, doing military buns is actually quite easy, and I can do a video on all the different types of buns that I do if that's something you would want to see. I'm just gonna show you what I took and what I would recommend you taking. So first up, you're gonna want like the tools for your hair. I took this pick right here. Then I took a comb to part my hair. And I took this kind of brush here. So like, I don't even know what it's called, but it's, when I was little, we would call it a ballerina brush because it's really good for like slicking your hair back. I wish I would have taken just a regular like wet brush or something. Probably not a Little Mermaid one. So if I were you, I would definitely invest in one of these. You can get these anywhere. Walmart, Sally Beauty, probably the Dollar Tree, because these are great for really getting that nice slick look. And then pick one of these to like kind of get a part if you want. I think I ended up not parting my hair a lot at basic training because I think straight back looks better on me and it's easier, so there's that. And then just take a brush for, obviously, you know, after you wash your hair and whatnot. Some other things you're gonna want are some pins. A lot of girls, like, the pieces up here are short so they'll fall out and not make it to the ponytail holder, you know? So you'll want bobby pins, obviously, for that. Then my favorite way to do a bun is actually a braided bun, and then I just need some bobby pins to secure it. So I really like these very tall ones. Can we do like a beauty guru thing? Oh, that was so easy. So you can see these two on this side are very tall, and this is like a normal size bobby pin. So if you can find the taller ones, they're really great. Just put all of these things in like a Ziploc bag. I took so many Ziploc bags like this to basic training just to organize my stuff, and it was great. Obviously you want hair ties that are the same color as your hair. That is a must. And then I also took some little rubber bands because you can do braids and things like that. If you're worried about hair regulations, just look it up, AR 670-1. And then for gel, your gel needs to be in a labeled container. So this is actually a little Tresemme travel container because you're also flying, so you can't take bigger than an ounce or 2 ounces worth of stuff. So I filled up this empty Tresemme container with Gorilla Glue, which I blindly got this because I watched a YouTube video and someone said that it worked. So this is what I took to basic training, and it's almost empty, but the best gel that I've found is actually this one. This Got to Be Glued spiking glue. This one's good with wet hair. So if you wet your hair a little bit and then brush it back and then kind of run this through. This is a really, really good one, and honestly, probably this travel size would last you all of basic training. Maybe take 2 of these if you want, because I don't think that they offered this at the PX. I could do a whole video on like military buns and tips and tricks for basic training, so let me know if that's something that you would like to see down below. Okay, next topic for my ladies are bras and underwear. Obviously you want sports bras. I thought that if I got sports bras that you know, were good for me and they were all black, that would be fine. But let me just caution you that it's gonna depend on your company. My company ended up being like the strictest in our battalion, so things didn't work out that great for me. I ended up just having to use what they made me buy at reception, which wasn't the end of the world. Was it uncomfortable? Yes, but hopefully yours isn't like that. As far as I know, sports bras are okay as long as they are all black, all white, or all nude. Quick story time. Each platoon has a female drill sergeant, and so when you, on like the very first day, you'll go through all of your stuff. In my platoon, and I'm pretty certain this is how it happened in others, the female drill sergeant would okay your civilian bras and underwears as long as they were like all the same color and whatnot. So literally on one day we were okayed to keep our civilian sports bras, and maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks later, we had our first health and wellness inspection, which is where the drill sergeants come in and they literally look through all of your stuff to see if you have any contraband. I had my 3 civilian sports bras and I was wearing one of them, and the other 2 were in my dirty laundry. So my drill sergeant, I was the first one because I had the front bunk she went through all of my stuff, tore out everything from every single bag down to my rucksack, all over my bed. She didn't find anything that was contraband in me. And then following that, there were like maybe 20 females out of our 60 female bay that ended up getting Article 15s for having contraband in the form of civilian sports bras. And none of our drill sergeants that had okayed those civilian sports bras prior to this health and wellness inspection stuck up for them in front of our company commander. So a lot of those girls who did the right thing in getting them okayed, and it would be the smallest thing, like they were all black but on the inside they had a gray lining, so those weren't approved. So I don't tell you that to scare you, I just tell you that to let you know that if you're gonna take these civilian undergarments, that you need to make sure that you get them okayed by multiple drill sergeants. Obviously, your underwear also need to be a nice full coverage, and again, all one color, black, white, or nude, and just get them double checked by multiple drill sergeants. And the last thing that I want to address when it comes to your packing list is feminine hygiene products. So, someone just asked on my last video about periods in basic training, and I think this was pretty across the board for most women in my company, is that we all pretty much got our periods in reception, and then I never had another period until AIT. So my body was just under so much stress that I never had a period, and I didn't think that would happen to me because I've been so regular my whole life. Yes, of course, like take whatever products you use to feel comfortable and prepared just in case, because you never know which way your body's gonna go. But I would also, while you're there, recommend getting just panty liners, especially for when you're out in the field, because you can change those out and just stay clean that way and stuff. Alright guys, that's all for this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know what Army content you want to see down below. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.